Mate, it was a good geek bar. They things are deadly. Do you smoke geek bars?
Nah, I've never.
You smoke Eton?
Nah.
You smoke nerd bars and that?
Smoke a wee bit. Doobies.
Oh, yeah. Wait, cut that.
You know the thing is, but see, like small towns, but they're actual mad. Like see small towns like everywhere about Scotland. See if you go there and you go to a booze or not, there'll be hundreds of scraps. There'll be mad drugs, like just.
And the thing is, as soon as you walk in, everybody's like, "Who the fuck's that?" I remember.
It's always Jamie. Like we went in and Jamie.
They always try and scrap with me, mate.
Because he's pure loud and all that. And he's like,
pure who's this big cunt?
They went up to him. He's like, what are you looking at now? He's like, you dummy and all that. He
talking to me?
You dummy.
Mate, I'm no rang. Like,
you dummy.
I was like, what the fuck are you looking at? He's like, you dummy. I was like, what? I was like, you dummy, bro. Me? This guy?
Surely not talking to me.
I did this. What?
You what?
I was wearing this.
So I was at Tina Park, man.
Yeah,
you know how it goes.
Tina
Park. Bring back Transmit Street. Bring back Tina Park, man. So I was at Tina Park, and you know, as you do, if there's ever a place you're going to indulge in some debauchery, so people that I was with had these wee things that you put on your tongue,
right,
and it kind of burns your tongue. And you start kind of feeling pretty weird for about 14 hours. Right?
Mate, I was like, this sounds a lot like something I'm thinking now, but... Right,
so we had that, man, and
class.
I was, wow, it was a great night, right? I don't even think we went and seen one person. Well, like, you just like run about at Tina Park. Like, so I was with this girl, and then I was with, I knew, it wasn't like a random, like, I was with this girl, and then like two or three of her pals, and then Richie. You know Richie?
No.
Don't know why I said that if you know Richie. But
Richie?
shout out Richie Ward.
Big Richie.
So we were together, man, running about Tina Park, causing it, like pure one of nights is just like a mad blur, like seeing the movies, it's pure like a mad drunk night, and it's pure the cameras. So that's just kind of what it felt like. But we're all fucked up on that, obviously. So like I'm lying in my tent, and I'm lying, and like I can hear the rain, but I'm pure relaxed, and I can hear the rain, and it's pure on my tent, and I'm like thinking about like how like the day moves on. It's like the day starts and the sun comes up, and then it rains, but it stops, and then it goes. It's like a pattern every day, and I was obviously right, you know. So I'm thinking this, and then I'm like, I was pure enjoying it, and then somebody was like, "Want to go to fucking Green Camden? I need to get my phone or something pure." So I'm like, "He's got my phone, my charger." So I'm like, "I'll go." Right, so we all bust there, right, and to the lassie that I was it was her pals, right? So like it was their campsite, right? So one of her pals that I was with, right? I see him, right? And we've honestly, me and this boy have been fucking having it large all night, right? I'm like, what's happening, you fucking madman, right? Pure pointing, right? I'm like, where the fuck did you go, like that? You're fucking off your nut, right? And I walked up to him, and as soon as I got up to him, right, I looked up, and his face completely changed, and it wasn't even him.
Oh, man.
And I was like, and the cunt was actually acting me. And I was like, sorry, mate. Fucking
see that mad like realisation of like, it sometimes happens when you speak as well. Like you go and you say, mate, you done a video the other day that was like that. Like the kid just randomly says like Hanks and then goes, what did you just say, mate?
It was like, mate, have you seen the video I done? It's like the cunt thinking he's at, well, I think I've maybe done a few like that. The cunt thinking he's at work. Like when they're that's a pure, but mate, the reason that I kind of probably come up with that, the reason I come up with half my videos is because this stuff's happened or similar, right? But like, I remember I was in this gaff, right? And this was like peak mental times, mate. It all kind of died down. This night was no right, mate. It was that way, like, there was a bunch of me and my pals in a gaff, right? Who like love getting on it, right? Like pure passionate about it at the time, right? Like avid home and away, mate.
Knew all the songs.
I knew all the songs backwards and that. And there was another, but then there was another group of boys also come to Gaff who we were like kind of pals with, who were equally as passionate. So like there was a mad atmosphere as if this is gonna be nuts. All of us in here at the one time and that, right? And I remember like I was lying on a couch, fucked it up, and I remember going like that to this is like 8 a.m, right? And you're sitting, it's pure daylight. And I remember, still hunters, I can't bounce my boot. And I remember going like that, sitting with my pal, right? And I remember just sitting like that. And I remember I'm just going, what did you just say? And I had said, you know, going to go and sell for, no? And I was purely like that, right?
Horrible,
and he was like, what'd you say? And I was like, oh, I don't know, mate. I don't know that. And then like 5 minutes later, bro, right? I actually got up, right? So now that way you bring, did you ever bring like shorts to a gaff and like chains, like, because you knew it was going to be up your sweaty one?
See a bag that it's like deodorant.
Charger. so like I'm sitting down, I've got shorts on, but I had joggies on, I've took them off and I've put them somewhere, right, in my bag or something. So I've in this like trance, mate, go up, right, go to the joggies, folded them up, right, and been holding them like that, like the way you would like if you were going to like put them out on the shop floor, right? And I walked up like, no, like actually think about the mindset I must have been in. Walked up to this boy who like I knew, but like no like proper pals with him, right? And he was with like two other boys talking, and I just marched up right in the middle, and I was like, ah, I can only give you a gift receipt for these. Is that all right? And he was like that.
That's so bad, isn't it?
And he was like that.
Did you get the hang that as soon as they say like, see if you're sitting, mate, if you look at me the now, and he goes, what?
Mate, as soon as the tea landed on the whip, mate, the blood drained out of my body, mate, and I was like stoning out my banger, mate, with this pair of folded up joggies, pure. What am I doing?
Mate, my festival story is kind of similar to this, but it's a boy, I don't know if you know him, Cleary, right?
Right.
He's like one of my good pals, and he lived in Australia, and he used to come back for tea. He lives here now, right? He used to come back for tea every year. And obviously, you're coming back to Australia to see all your pals. Obviously, getting on in a campsite for 4 days, you're going to be fucked, do you know what I mean? And he fucking was sitting, right, and it was when we were like kind of wee guys-ish, well, whatever age we were, and Alesso was on, and everybody was buzzing about got to see Alesso, mate. Right?
Alesso, fuck.
So we were sitting at this campsite, right, and we're going like that, right, and I just see like pal Clary sitting like that, right, sitting like that, man, and I go like that, right, and I tap something, I'm like, here, Clary boy, phone a taxi to Alesso, and he's going, Matt, I'm like that, phone a taxi to Alesso, and he goes, yeah, right. He's going like that, but he's a mad old guy, right?
Aye.
And he's like, and he's doing it for ages. He just keeps going, and then he's like, where am I? He was saying things like, where am I? And then it ended up, so we thought he was going to realise that thing that, oh, you've just done me, or like just come out his mad thing.
Once he realised.
The thing that ended it, we were just waiting for ages, and the thing that ended it, he done, some cunt else phone one, my phone's Australian. My phone's Australian, somebody else phone one.
My phone's Australian.
Because he's first there, but he's like, that's what's no working the now.
Aye.
It's no that I'm sitting in the middle of a campsite for a fucking whatever it was for.
I do not smoke weed, and I'm not just trying to be PC for the viewers or for my career, but as I said in the video, I would rather bum drop a neck in front of my mom than smoke a joint.
Is that really you would rather do that?
See if push came to shove out, that's what I would do.
So if somebody had a joint and an eckie and you were in front of your mum and it was like, pick one,
100%, aye.
You're not giving yourself the option of just giving it. You're going right for
no
that.
way. If I had to, I would, because smoking weed has caused me some of the most traumatic experiences ever. I can't smoke a joint and not have a badging. I can't. It's impossible.
So
it's
you've
just,
had badgings before?
I've had the most badgings you can imagine. There's always the edibles.
Oh, they will give you badgings.
Yeah, but I just think now they do it. They shock you.
Yeah.
And I'd had my first one when I was in Amsterdam, and I didn't know how they worked. So I was like, I just ate it all because it tasted nice.
Like a brownie or something.
And it tasted nice. And I was like, normally they taste like weed, but this tastes like a brownie. And I just gubbed the full thing. And then I read afterwards the instructions said take 1/8 and get like 45 minutes to work. Obviously didn't read that, and then when I read that afterwards I was like, fuck's
that probably made you start thinking
that.
So that set me off, and first I was giggling, this is fun, then I was looking around and I was like to my pals, oh, everybody's laughing at me here, and then it started and it never ended for about 24 hours, and I was just it basically went 0 to 100 real quick. I was leaving this like cafe in Amsterdam and I was like, guys, somebody just needs to hold my horn, I can't feel it. My pal was like holding my arm, guiding me across the road, and I was like, I can't feel your arm. I was pure crushing her arm, bringing her in.
Oh no.
And I was like, guys, I'm freaking out. And they took me home. Luckily my other pal was also having a Badyin, but there was about 6 of us. They put us 2 in our beds in our hostel, and they fucked off. And fair enough.
Left the 2 with the Badjins.
And I spent the next about 8 hours in my bed just thinking that I was going to die right then and there. And then I'd convinced myself, right, Paul, what's going to happen is you're going to get up and you're going to go out into the streets and you'll have no other choice but to jump into the river in Amsterdam. That's the only way. That's the only way.
Fucking hell.
I was like, that's the only option.
That like,
I was like in my head, I made peace with it. I was like, you just need to jump in the river, because then maybe you'll get a shock and you'll be like, right.
It'd be so funny if you like jumped in the canal and like you're just still standing in like the water, like not even that deep. Just like that.
But I'd convinced myself that was the only way that I would be alright again.
And in your head that like made sense. Like
it made sense, and I was just like, and I remember looking at like the number, like there was a number on my bed in the hostel, it was like number 6, and I just kept looking at it, and I was like, if you just keep looking at that, you'll be sound. So like every time I'd stop looking, I'd be like, fuck, I had to look at number 6 again. So that was my first experience of Badyin. Next day I got over it, I was fine, enjoyed the rest of my holiday, but I kind of came back and I was like, I don't think I've ever been the same since. Then enough years have passed, all my pals are fucking massive stoners, so like they would always be like, do you want a joint? And I'd be like, no. Then one day we were going to see Mamma Mia 2 in the cinema. And I thought, do you know what? I'll have a Kinder Bueno cupcake edible. Sounds nice.
Always the edibles, man.
I know. You're going in at the deep end, mate.
Well, I know. I've learned my lesson. So and I've had that, and then I was like, this is fine. We're all giggling at the film, and everyone's having a good time. Then I'm just like, are they laughing at the film? Are they laughing at me? I was like, they're definitely laughing at me. And then it just, spiraled out of control. But this time I was in the cinema, which was a very like, if you're in a Badyin, not good environment at all.
It's like dark. Those are big.
It's weird, and you're surrounded by people. It's and like to get out, you have to walk past all the people.
Oh, that's a whole
so
other
in my
anxiety.
head, I was freaking out, and I was watching this film, and it was like, like I swear, like when people were saying words were physically just coming out and flying past me, and I was like, oh no, I've unlocked. I was convinced I'd like unlocked another part of my brain. And I was like, oh right, I'm actually better than everybody now because I've accessed this
like
part of my brain.
Like Rain Man or something.
I was honestly,
like,
and then
Limitless.
it just got bad. I was like, I've got some sort of superpower. Cool, I'm fine with it. And then obviously it turned bad, and I started freaking out because Cher's in Mamma Mia 2, right? And in my head, I was like, nah, mate, to quote Evan Reilly, you've actually lost it, mucking. Because I was like, Cher's no in ABBA. You've just imagined. None of them are in fucking ABBA and Mamma Mia. None of them. So I was like, what? But I obviously couldn't rationalise that in my head. But because I'd had a major Badyin before, I was like, right, Paul, you're just stoned. It always passes. It always ends. And then I was like, it's not going to end. It's not back and forth.
It's like a battle in your head, isn't it?
And then I was like, do you know what? If you want to leave, you can just leave and go home and like sit it out in your bed, and you'll feel safer there. So just get up and leave. But then I'm like, see, if you leave, you're going to fall down all these stairs, and you're going to fall down all these stairs, and everyone's going to laugh at you, and then you might shit yourself, and then everyone will be like, oh my god, he shit himself in the cinema, and then you just need to die because that's your life over.
That's what you're known as then, Mamma Mia shit boy.
Literally, I thought that's my life now, Mamma Mia shit
destiny.
boy. And I'm sorry to my pals or anyone else that's heard me tell this story a million fucking times, but that is, if you want to know why I don't smoke weed,
that was a good story.
I remember, man, when we were in like maybe the year after we left school, right? There's a boy we hung about with, and he probably won't. Well, mind his name. Nah, let's just be safe. Let's just use Jay, right?
Jay? Oh,
and it wasn't Jamie. Right?
I was going to say, what about that?
Right, he's like that.
What's his name?
So I remember, man, my Jay, right, and like in 6th year, right, he took like higher. Like home ekies, right? Like making scones and that, cups of tea and all that, right? I think he'd done advanced hire, bro. He was that like into the home ekies, sewing and that, right?
Dues.
Aye, right. So each to their own, man, know what I mean? But now that way, like, see when people are taking ekies and that and getting like fleeing and whatever, they start thinking pure they're at work and shit, right?
Yeah,
so like what he used to do, right? I remember we were all sitting in this gaff, right? Fucked. It's about 8 in the morning, right? We're all pure fucked. Now that way, you are all just sitting like staring at each other, pure like, are you like alright? And like everybody's just not even talking.
No words.
And every 5 minutes, you just hear the door open. Anybody for a tea or coffee? And I'd be like, mate, you are tripping out your dick, mate. Stop asking us that. It's about 8 AM on a Sunday morning. Nobody wants a tea or coffee, and he'd be like,
That's a
and
shame,
then he would like shut the door and like scurry out, right? And then like 5 minutes later, like you just hear the door opening, and his head would peer in. Anybody for a scone, tea or coffee?
Oh my God, mate.
Get out that shit. None of us want a fucking tea or a scone, mate.
That is
Where are you pulling a scone for? You're leaving in your own house.
That is wild.
You don't even have the facilities for this, big man. You know what I mean? You can't even make me a tea or a coffee or a scone, mate. We're in some random cunt's gaff. What you got to do? Go down, I just dived out Tesco and buy some scones, mate.
It's no bother.
Aye, well, that's kind of what he goes on today, right? Because he takes it now. Let's just picture this, people, right? Obviously, even knowingly taking acid and shit, right? You take it and you're like, fuck me, this is wild, right?
Aye.
So imagine you took it no knowing, right? But forget that, right? Because I mean, you could take it no knowing and figure out, right? Imagine you're the first guy to ever take it. Right? You'd be like, what in the absolute fuck's going on, right? So he accidentally takes it, right? But he doesn't just take a tiny bit, right? He accidentally doses himself with 5 times the amount like that's qualified as a hit. So say like a tab, he essentially took 5 tabs for the first time he's ever done it. You know what I mean? The first acid trip ever was like outrageous, right? So he done that, and then so he says that he took it obviously, right? And he says it started to feel very strange, obviously, right? He said, here's some things he was saying there. So he began to feel very strange, noting that he felt very childlike again.
Mate,
and
that's a thing.
Felt, I'm going to tell you about it, mate. And filled, he felt like filled with wonder. And the main thing he said he felt was a oneness with the world, which, you know,
Class.
like... I think everybody who's ever tried it will vouch for that. We're in this gaff with young Jay, mate, right? We're doing what we do, right? We're all fucked, and like it's just one night, man. One night, and he decides tonight's the night. This Eki, it's not getting up my mouth, mate.
No?
It's getting up my arse.
He arsed it.
Arsed it, mate, and arsed it. You know...
What was the... Why? Because cunts did you... Like, that was a
I
thing.
got you, mate. I can hand on heart tell you I've never done that in my life, right?
Right.
But I've been with people who do it. Well, no, do it regularly. It's a sort of like a...
It's a showpiece.
It's a...
In the middle of the living room hanging it.
It's the last level, mate. It's the last level of the flea, man.
The big boss.
It's the last level at the flea market. But the thing is, mate, he does this, right? And it's not a pleasant thing. Like, it sounds funny. The room was reeking of shite, mate. Like... And I don't know if he had a bit of residue left in there. Obviously, these things happen to people.
So was it a spectacle thing in the middle of the room?
I think
Or was that a private thing?
I would say it was a bit of a performance, but it was... but he was... but he was enjoying... I don't know, was he enjoying it? I think, you know, he done what he done, mate, right? So he put it up his arse, and while the room was reeking of shite, and he was absolutely ripping at his nut, mate, and like, it was getting to like... 6 in the morning and that, right? And I just remember sitting on the couch and looking at it, right? And he's at the windy, right? It was like, you know how you get like a gaff and it's like a big windy and it's like a wee, what would you even call that? An enclave?
Oh, like a
wee bit in the wall that like goes in.
I know what you
and
mean.
then like like a wee bit, if that went back and then out and then back out, right?
Right.
He was standing in that, right? With his horn against like the wall, right? Like that. Like, just doing that with his horn, right? And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, playing the Puggy, bro. Right? And he was like, in his pockets and that. You just get any change, no? And I was actually like, you're not playing a Puggy, mate. He was just stoning,
mate,
firing like invisible coins into the air, mate.
So he was imagining the coins, I know.
He imagined that he was fucking playing a Puggy, mate. How'd you go to that?
That happened.
Like the war maybe got him his senses up.
Aye, like because he's experiencing it a wee bit because he's got his horn somewhere.
Like I think he was throwing legit coins into mid-air, so maybe he was like, because I remember him turning around going like, you got any coins on it? Like,
aye, so
I think he had ran out.
He realised he'd
either ran out invisible coins or real coins, and either way it's a fucking horrific
imagine limiting the amount of like Imagine the coins you get. Like, imagine when
Like,
we run it.
that's a next level of fucked in it. Like, you've actually tripped out and imagined something in the physical world, and you've like limited the number that you can have.
Let yourself run it.
You can literally just keep inventing them in your brain, mate, and you've actually put a limit on it. Like, that is a whole next level, man.
It's like meta.
But
fuck,
shout
innit?
out to young Jay, man. I hope he's listening. I miss you, brother.
Similar to this, we were camping once, and I was obviously the way you get when you go camping in like Scotland when you're like 17, 18. That's what you do. I seen like how like the trees, and then it had like the white clouds behind it, and I looked up at that, and I seen like a wee like old school like cha-ching cha-ching hang, like just for a split second. I mean, I was like, fuck, pure heard it in that.
Can I just clarify what people do when they're camping? Isn't it the rectal?
No, it's the oral.
The oral incision.
Ingesting ecstasy.
The oral consumption.
Aye.
And that was young Jay, mate. What a boy. But hey, have you got eaten? What is the question? I'm maddest.
It's like
most fried thing you've done at a gaff or witnessed someone do?
Right, so that's something you've witnessed, right?
I witnessed that. That wasn't me.
So this isn't what like someone done or anything like that, or it isn't something I've done, but it was a fried thing, right? So we were on fleeing in my gaff, right? And somebody like kind of spotted at the window that it was pure bright, even though it was like 5 a.m. or something. And we all kind of looked out at similar times, and there was like a motor on fire, like right outside my house, mate. And we were all sitting like, is that happening? And there was some people that weren't like fleeing that were like acting to that normally, like, right, what do we need to do and all that. And it was like just such a pure,
oh my god, that would be a pure surreal experience.
aye,
like
mate,
that,
it was so weird. I'm a like deep person.
Burnt out.
Aye, mate, it was strange, man.
Fuck. Are you a local drug dealer? Well, you should really stop that and do something ethical with your life, young man. If you want to switch over to the good side, the legal side, but you've got that entrepreneurial mindset, yeah, then get yourself in contact with the man, with the plan, Scott McClure. Scott McClure's coming in hot 2022, that's what he said to me.
Aye.
He's coming in hot and hard. And he's ready to drive those sales home, baby. He's purchased a new Golf driver, and he's ready to drive your sales down the fairway, yeah?
Hello.
How you getting on, young man? You alright?
Say something about Scott McClure e-commerce.
Scott McClure e-commerce is a man that got me for e-commerce into e-commerce.
He moved him up a whole letter.
I decided to phone Scott and he started with it.
Right, and cheers, bro. See you later.
What is e-commerce?
Go and find out. Scott McClure.
Get in touch with Scott McClure and he'll tell you.
Yep, get in touch with Scott McClure and he'll tell you. Right, mate?
Right, see you later, boys, right?
Bye.
Cheerio.
The year 2022, people, is the year that we start the business, yeah? It's the year that Scott McClure takes us home into that high life, yeah? You could be living above Myles Co. Think about that, baby. You could be in that West End, and you could be doing a lot of things with your life, drinking a lot of coffee, going on a lot of nice walks and stuff. So if you've got a wee business idea, even if, like we're saying, like even if you're just like a self-employed guy who's like maybe a fucking electrician or something, maybe, I don't know, like starting your own, if you want to validate your business, you want to get on the right path, get in touch with Scott. He's got one program, it's a mentorship program, that's going to take you from no having a business at all to having a business set up within 90 days. So if you've got something you make, something wee things you produce, you can sew, you can maybe do cartwheels or something, I don't know, get in touch with Scott McClure. And he's got a second program as well, which is for like, if you've already got your business set up, he's going to enhance it somehow. Whatever way you want, he's going to do it. So as always with Reilly's Gaff, what do they get, Jamie?
They get Budo off.
They get Budo off. What's going to happen is you're going to go on a wee call with Scott. He's going to say, right, I mean, because really you could just sign up and then no be the right fit, I'm afraid. You could really, I mean, say you're a guy who, you know,
like, say I'm a young drug dealer.
Aye. See,
right.
you phone up Scott, aye.
Just say that, I know that, right?
Aye, but just for allegedly.
Right, so say I'm selling brown, white and green on the daily, right?
Right.
And I want to make it El Chapo style,
Aye.
you know what I mean?
He does not do that,
Would
mate.
they not do it? No.
That is the type of people we want to get avoid and get them in the jail. So if you've got a legal business you want to start up, get in touch with the man. All his stuff's in the description. 20% off with Reilly's Gaff. What more could you want, people?
But I'm just settling for a sick fade for Myles Co. Leaving the tap, no doing all that stupid scrape back stuff and that. And I know everybody was pure like, oh, in the comments, oh my god, what's happened to Jamie's luscious flowing locks? They're gone, right? And I might dye them purple as well. So
In honour of Reilly's Gaff.
aye, go to Myles Co. You want to do the rest?
Aye. So Myles Co, man, it's in the West End. Look, we've told many tales of Myles Co. Some maybe some myths. Some very, very true. Some very close to home. You know, it's in the bustling heart of the West End. Yeah, probably the nicest part of the city, I would say. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
It's right across from Hillhead subway station, next to Subway, innit?
Is it?
Next to Subway and across from a Subway.
Aye. No, it's taco. It's a mad taco show. That's another thing.
Mate, that's a bit of fucking weird in the fucking world.
Well, mate, a haircut, a pint in parlour or something, and then a taco. They don't sponsor us. A pint anywhere.
Aye, you've got everything there going for a wee haircut. You can go across the road and get a wee ice cream sandwich.
Oh, yes.
And it doesn't get much better than that, guys. So go to Myles Co. You're getting money off your haircut. If you mention that you've seen, I seen you on that fucking Reilly's Gaff, man. It's fucking so funny and sexy. And they'll probably say, what are you talking about, mate? But you will get money off your haircut. So get down, see the guys, Deck, Callum, Dodsey as well.
Dodsey,
new guy. Callum, Ryan.
Yep.
Am I missing anybody? Campbell. Oh fuck, that's who cuts my hair.
I never mind him. Never mind that wee Campbell.
Get down. Mention Reilly's Gaff. Cheers.
Obviously, we've got a picture right here. This is my log cabin in Austria. Bought by Collection 26. They gave it to me, and then they made a wee t-shirt with it. So we went skiing and that. It was good.
Mind we were sitting down there with that old guy, and he taught you how to milk a cow blindfolded.
Aye, that was
cool, wasn't it?
It was weird that he made me drink it with pasteurised.
And it was warming on that. That's weird, isn't it?
Nothing like milk.
Aye, so new Collection 26, guys. We've obviously got the Jamie's Holiday Home inspired t-shirt here. We've got obviously something here, but
that was Evan skiing.
Oh, is it skiing?
That
was me skiing at Jamie's log cabin. Me, Jamie, and old what's his name, Joseph or something?
Joseph Stewart.
The Austrian guy, Joseph Stewart.
That's his name. Aye.
It would be something like Joseph
Heinz.
I was going to say Fritzl, but
Joseph
it
Fritzl.
wasn't Joseph Fritzl. He's away. He's locked away forever,
thankfully.
But I get on to Collection 26. All their new stuff's out. This stuff, I'll be honest, 100% honest. Look me dead in the eye here. My favourite hoodie. My favourite one. No, I love this like colour. I don't know why. What colour would you say this is? A forest green?
Forest green. 100%.
Forest green.
A pine green.
Pine green, that's it. The other one's sort of forest green. But get involved, guys. And as always, saving you money, saving you dollars. At the checkout, Reilly's Gaff, code REILLYSGAFF. Is that right? Was that right? That was really fast.
He's really good at that.
If you can't spell Reilly's Gaff, I mean, come on. It's
in.
literally wrote fucking everywhere below the video. So we don't need to spell it for you.
Yeah, it's up there.
I don't think it is, actually.
It is. Joseph, it is up there.
I don't think it is. So, checkout code Reilly's Gaff. You get 10% off your order. Coming up to Christmas, get a loved one a Collection 26 hoodie. What a better gift. Cheers.
Cheers.
I've got a belt to this story for these, by the way, about an Elvis impersonator, right? This is unreal, right? You couldn't make this up, right? So, say about 5 or 6 years ago, I was at my pal's flat at a party, and I got a taxi at about 7 in the morning. It was my mate Jamie and Riddell. It was up at Portland Das, like near the Seawoo and Saracen Street, right? So, taxi comes, and I was going straight for the Gaff to Celtic versus Hearts game. It was a Saturday, right? So it's probably about 12 or something, actually, but getting the taxi, right, with my pal Mikey, and just sitting in the taxi driver, I was like, all right, boys, how he's doing, blah, 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 and I clock he's got pure big long sideburns, right? So I'm just like, all right, this guy's like got a mad 50s look going on, you know what I mean? Yeah. So starts driving, and I clock he's got in the radio, he's got Jailhouse Rock playing, right? He's got these wee mad, like, Las Vegas things in the taxi and all that. And then I just said, I was like, oh, Elvis's quality, because it was like Elvis's greatest hits on. And he went, I'm actually an Elvis impersonator, right? And I'm like, no, you're not. And then he just starts going, baby, I love you. Right, so bearing in mind that I've been up for about 24 hours, and I'm like, oh my god. Right, so then he's like, Mum will do a wee bit of karaoke, right? And I'm like, no chance, right? No joke, man. He was getting, me and my mate Mikey were pure singing, burning love, I feel your temperature rising, on about Park Keed, seriously. So I don't know where he is, but out there in Glasgow there's an Elvis impersonator taxi driver. It was one of the most surreal experiences of my life. Could you imagine that?
I think you were just tripping, man.
See, I swear to God, mate. I swear to God, man. Like, this genuinely did happen. Like, see, the thing is, usually people when they're at a gaff and then they jump a taxi the next day, like, they just pure like you're just an empty shell of a human.
What about the fucking guy, man? The guy in Wales. Pull up the article. This young man, he fucking on his way to the new job in the train drank 20 cans of lager. And offered a fight to a security guard. Now, when you think about this, you probably picture somebody that looks like Raoul Moat or something. It's like when you seen Raoul Moat, you thought, right, he's off his nut clearly.
Or
when
me,
you see,
or me or something.
Or like Jamie Keeley. But when you see this. So look here, man. So look at this guy, man, and he looks like he got the picture taken after he drank the 20 cans of lager here. Or maybe he's got bad vision, man. And shout out to other people with bad vision out there. I'm one of yous. But man, train passenger on the way to new job drinks 20. Now there's a thing, right? See, if I drink, I'll be honest. I was on the train to Edinburgh, and I'll be honest. I had like 3 cans of beer.
Nice.
And I was not drunk, but I could feel a wee glow, a wee haze coming over me. This man drank 20. Now,
also the time on the train.
So he's on his way here. Right, so this is even fuck part. On the way to a new job, mate. If there's one thing I'm not doing on the way to my new job, it's tanning a can of lager, mate.
It's because you're not a legend like this.
That's true. McLovin, bro.
But challenging the security guard. So I'm thinking, did they get off the train? And he's steaming, he's just what about and all that, and then he goes to the new job and he looks that fucked that the security guard, like outside, no, you get that sometimes outside office buildings or something.
Maybe he's I suppose, because where's the security? Maybe on the train or coming off the train or something, maybe? I don't know, man. I've
just realised maybe he was going for a new job as a barman.
And he's like, I better show knowledge, I've drank every beer that I know. He bought one of them at 20 like pack sort of gift beer things, and he got one for his birthday and he's tanned a lot.
Because he obviously wanted to be able to give advice to the person.
He's like, look, I drank this one, it tastes lovely, this one, get rid of it. Do you know what I mean? And he's fucked it for himself, man.
He didn't realise that cans of lager got you drunk, I don't think. I don't think he knew what they were.
To give him the benefit of the doubt, it could be some mad guy that's like pure scared to go for a job interview, and he's been like, I'll have a couple of cans.
How do you get?
And it's like, another one, and it just gets worse and worse.
Surely after, I think if that was me, and I mean, if I decided to go with that method, if I ever would, I think after, honestly, 4, I would be like, I've got to fucking stop this.
4's too much.
I think I could get away with 4. Sometimes I'm a bit of a smooth talker before beers.
4, maybe 4's the line then, but see, after that,
even
you're slurring your words, you're fucking...
So how do you get past 15, say, and I need 5 more of these?
But the thing I think's mad is that how long's the train? You said like going to Edinburgh, right? So what's that, 50-minute train?
About that.
So you drink a can every 15 minutes or something? Know what I mean?
I know. Where's he come for a job in fucking China or something?
20 cans. You'd have to tan and offering the fight. I love shit like that, man. The leather.
Not only I mean, what else you doing after 20 cans? You're no fucking going to your new job anyway, man.
I don't know why they're calling him a train passenger, because he's going a bit, man. He's in the job interview and all that. He's got a whole thing. That like he's probably been here, being mad with everywhere, man, in the office and all that.
I hate when when articles say like a passerby, you know that, like they use that mad language.
What you mean, a grass mate? That's what we call them. Fuck's sake.
See, I went to London for the England-Scotland game, right, mate? It was unreal. So my pal for Glasgow for school, size in Fulham, right? And he booked a fucking open top bus, so we were just going about London, open top bus, like sniffing gear and drinking. I was just drinking gin, sniffing keys, and like just screaming like God. And then we were in Leicester Square, mate, and I just made me mad. Mate, I was out my nut, right, and at one point I just became a mad narcissist. I was like, I literally at one point grabbed a group of boys and went, and he's like, what? And I'm like, what, mate? No, I never said that, man.
Stop kidding on, you don't know me.
people's pictures and gone, here, stop filming.
I didn't date like that bad, but I was at one point, was like, alright, mate. I was my low point, man. I was just on gear, fucking like.
The one.
Trying to get recognised.
My pals that
Trying to catch
get
eyes.
recognised. They're like, no.
The hang net.
It's funny we're talking about drugs.
Usual. We all talk about drugs.
It just always ends up back round to the drugs, baby, right? So just a random thought in my head the day. I remember one time I took a wee sweetie, right? It was at the time we were all really enthusiastic about the sweeties, right? We were in like a party flat or something, right? No, it wasn't a party flat, it was like somebody we knew's house, but it was in like the town, like city centre, Glasgow, right? G-Suck, on. But we were in there, right? And fucking out our absolute biscuits, right? We're all, and a lassie like whited, right? And everybody's like, hey, well, fuck, man. This lassie's going, right? And everybody's like, oh, fuck that. And I don't know why, but I looked at it and I was like, I'm not scared of that. And I was like, I'll clean that. Like, nobody even asked me. I was like, here, I went up to like the pair. Because I think, see, because of that white they get you and you're like, I want to help people.
Exactly.
I think I could see the lassie's face, whose house it was. And I was like,
I've got to step up.
I was like, I'll clean that.
Mate, that's insane.
Mate,
That's insane.
Mate, I walked up to this thing, fearless, mate, and do you know, in my head, right, this is how fucked I was. I was looking at it going, that's lentil soup. But I knew it wasn't, but in my head, like now that way, like, see if there was sick line there, there would be like a mad feeling you get pure, oh, mate, honestly, it was like that was sitting there, that cup there, mate, it was nothing to me, I was like, fuck. Mate, I was, fuck, sorry. Mate, I was like cleaning it up and cunts were pure watching, mate. Well, I wasn't doing it with my bare hands, I had like a fucking towel and that, but I was cleaning it and cunts were pure, cheers, man, and I was like, fucking neighbour, you want to be sick and all, clean it like No, but it was wild, it totally took me out of the headspace of that being sick, like the whole thing of like being minging and all that had left my head. It looked like lentil soup. I can clean up a bit of lentil soup, man. Cleaned up plenty of lentil soup, mate, and
I've definitely been in places where like someone smashed something or whatever and someone will step up. I'll get this and I'll that. The hoop, like the fastest Hoover going, I'll fucking get that. And you
go on, mate.
You're like, well, like,
let me get a Hoover first, mate.
Someone plugged that in.
Mate, the respect for the person, that was what I was going to say about you, like the respect for you and that gaff went like, skyrocket. People clapping and all that.
Everyone else is just sitting doing like, watching it happen, watching the heroes. There goes
Try clean
my hero.
Watch him as he goes.
Clean it up. There goes my head.
No, that TikTok, go little rock star. Sniffing it and all that. Beautiful. Mate, my first Swedge, I was fucking mad, like, sorry, relatives. But, mate, I took them, me and my pals took them, and literally, mate, after taking them, however many, we all took one or something each, right? People hoffing it and all that, but then the guy that bought them got a text for the dealer. It was they mad white something. It was yellow bitcoins. And somebody done, he get the text saying...
Wait, how long ago was this?
We were like 16, 17 or something.
Bitcoins?
It was when...
back then?
That is
Really,
it was like when...
That sounds like a recent Swedge to me.
No, it was...
Right.
Bitcoin wasn't like massive, but everybody knew what it was. And we all took them, and then we get a text for the dealer saying, bro, don't take them, we'll come and pick them up, killing cunts. Like, bro, don't take them, we'll come and pick them up, full stop, killing cunts.
Like, the most simple way.
We'd all gubbed them, but
oh my
mate,
God.
so you're
What
coming
happened,
up on like, I don't even know if this was my first, right? It probably wasn't, but that's the first I could remember there, like the longest back I could remember, and we were all just sitting worried, mate, like just obviously pure
What
worried.
can you do, mate? Can you take it out?
As you say, it switches your head, so everything was fine when it came up properly, you know what I mean?
I'd never got much shit from it at all. There was one incident that like was a completely separate thing, but nothing... Don't know why I said a separate thing. Basically,
what have you been
basically we were at
we're in Ayanapa.
we were at a beach like a beach concert.
All right.
And remember like a guy it was when I was moved to Ammonia, and there was like maybe 6 or 7 of us out, and we were there with some of the guys who were Cypriot. A load of their friends were with us. and we're kind of like up on a little bit of a stage bit, like where there was some seating or whatever, and then the peasants down on the beach. And so I know we're getting near the end of the night and was going to leave, or not going to leave. Next thing I was walking across and I just saw like a load of commotion and didn't really know what had happened, and then saw like people behind me falling around or falling back, and I said, "Oh, fuck's going on there?" And then like a minute later, all the lads are coming up, "You okay? You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, why? What's happened?" And then they said, so the guy threw a glass at me from the thing, some mad Apoel fan threw a glass at me, missed me, hit like a wooden thing and smashed.
And then put a Gauza when he was
and and then the guy's like missed me with the glass and then tried to get me himself, but the other guys saw him and they got him.
You're just walking away from
so I was totally oblivious to it. I didn't know anything that had happened. So like I did have a little bit of trouble over it, but I didn't.
You didn't even know.
But I didn't. Yeah, I didn't really. So, and that was the only thing that I ever got from it.
See, when we were younger, right? See, we were about 17 and that when we first started wanting to have a drink and shit. There was always like a takeaway, right? Like an Indian, a Chinese or something that you could phone, right? And you would be like, "Aye, mate, can I get chips? And could you go in the shop and get us 3 bottles of Mad Dog, a 70cl of vodka?" And like they would literally bring the chips and then all the booze. Like, did you get that?
Like the delivery driver just jumps in.
So like, say like the Chinese was like next to shops, right, like in a row of shops. You'd phone them, be like that. You couldn't just phone and go, "Why do you jump the shops?" So you need to be like, can I get chips? And on like when you're coming out the door, why to jump in the shop and get us 3 bottles of Mad Dog, 7 bottles of vodka, like mad ridiculous order.
I feel like that would 100% happen. I've never tried it, but I feel like I need to.
But there's hundreds of chippies in that, like the one in Royston, there's one in Balmulloch that are shops that sell booze and all.
Oh,
so you just like,
it's
like, and see on Just Eat as well, it says like drinks, alcoholic drinks, groceries and all that. It's just get everything, mate. Like that's where we would order shit for. I would phone it up and it's Star 5, you'd have passed it up at Red Road.
Aye, I've been told no eat out of there, mate.
No, you don't eat, you drink out of there.
Nah, fine. See, this is the thing as well, man. You get like, see if a place sells curries, fish and chips, pizzas, that's when you know avoid.
5 in 1, bro. Star 5 things in one show.
Even like buffets and that have the whole lot of them there. Oh,
mate,
man.
World Buffet, just get them.
Nah, we've got like certain ones in that there.
Do you know what a buffet is, mate?
Explain that.
No, I know.
World Buffet's the worst, mate. They cook doner meat in water, mate, boiling water. So they do, genuinely do.
That made me feel sick. Would you rather eat that or no? I know what that or a micro doner.
What's that?
A microwave. Oh, fuck it, if it's me, I'll just eat it and get it on me.
I was like a micro dosing, bro.
Aye, mate, I remember there was a guy, we were, and he's actually just, I think it's him, he's just had a baby, so congrats if you're watching this now. But
the baby?
There was a guy, the baby, aye. Hello! But no, we were all, again, taking sweeties, mate. God damn it, we're always on the sweeties. But we were on the sweeties in my pal's gaff, and this cunt was like, "I'm fucking starving, man." But like, which I found very weird. Crazy, see people that eat, like, get hungry when they're fleeing and that.
No, right, yeah.
How could, my stomach just does that. Like shuts.
Even days after you're like that, you can't fucking eat.
Aye, but he was like that. But you go in here and that, and like whoever's gaff it was like, nothing, mate. He went into the freezer and made himself a microwave doner kebab and ate it.
Is that a thing?
I made a frozen kebab. and like the bread and all that's in it and all, mate.
Oh, that's horrible.
And he made himself it, ripping out his nut, mate, and came in, he was pure scran in it. We were all like, it was disgusting, mate.
My pal used to sit in Subway, obviously fleeing his nut, with a bag of Tang Plastics, mate. That was like his thing, you know, man. That was his thing.
What? Like, loved it?
Aye, he had to if he was fleeing. I could
see that with the flavour though. The question was, have I ever hit a Badyin?
Right.
And personally, I don't think I've hit a Badyin. Like, see the actual thinking back, like, I've been in a couple of rocky situations in my life, mate, but nothing that I would, and by my standards of a Badyin, would I say I've hit a Badyin? Like, mate, there's been some wild Badyins over the years. I remember, man, we were in my pal's gaff, Hogmanay, man, always a wild time of the year, and fucking, so we're there, right, we're about 19ish, so that's peak fucking
Badyin.
Aye, many you taking tonight, mate? I'm taking fucking this much, bro. And like, you'd be like, aye, well, I'm going to fucking double that, mate, and fucking
So
shove them all up my arse, you know what I mean? Like, wild times, man. And so we were there, and this boy that was there, man, I won't use his name either, because it's a fucking filthy their story. So what should we call him? Let's give him a name. K. All right, okay.
First one was J, second one's K.
Fair dues. So K, man, K's decided to go a bit further than everybody else, right? K has took 4 acid.
Nice.
And about between 6 and 8 eckies. So
it's not even, it's undisclosed amount.
No, like, nobody's ever been able to confirm it, not even him, right?
Aye.
So like,
some say 7.
Aye, some say it's a myth, it's an urban myth. But so he's took that, right? But he never, it wasn't like a big king go, oh look, he's taking fucking, he was like,
right.
I think he was going in the toilet and fucking taking milk, like I don't know what was going on. He suddenly was just fucked out his nut, right? So, but nobody even really noticed. Obviously Hogmanay, big party in that. So like, we got a phone call, right? It's my pal Div, and he's like, yeah, like fucking Mad K's fucked, right? So my pal Div getting a taxi with this K, right?
Right.
To drop somebody else off in a taxi, and then he was going to come back with him in the same taxi to the gaff. So, but like halfway through this taxi journey, K has started freaking, mate. Freaking, right? And he's like, I don't know what's happened, mate, right? But like, my pal Div has ended up outside the taxi with the taxi driver, and like K has been locked in the taxi like a caged animal, mate. Like,
right.
see when they're like transporting fucking lions for zoo, like the wild to the zoo and all that. Like, see how the way they're like going mad heavy. It was like that, pure rattling the windies and that, and the driver's like, like I'm not fucking taking that cunt anywhere. You know what I mean? He was tripping.
Understandably.
He was tripping right out his fucking boxer shorts, man. And so anyway, Div's like negotiated to take them back to that gaff, right? He's like, look, I'll get rid of them. So they came back to the gaff, right? And this boy bounced in this gaff, right? Like, no walked, bounced in, mate, like jumping about like that, right? And he's like looking at all this, right? And it's like, now the videos of like a leopard getting into like a village in like India, and they're up here trying to whip it and like get it out, and like none of them can quite catch it.
It's going in different directions.
And it's too fast for them. That was like him, right? So we're like trying to fucking contain him, and he's like, he's bouncing about into walls, man, going, no chance, no chance, nah. And there was like, it was obviously it was around about Christmas time. They still had his Christmas tree up. He was bouncing about that much, right? He didn't have his bearings at all, and he bounced into Christmas tree and bounced into it and turned around and went, Christmas tree, by Christ! And then he started going back to the no chance, right? And we're like, oh my god, what have we got to do with this cunt? So I'm talking to my pal whose gaff it was, and he was like to me, mate, get this cunt out my gaff, right?
He's going to cause it.
Aye, he's going to cause a fucking breach of peace or something, this cunt. So like, we're like trying to shepherd them out, like pure, because there wasn't like a case of like, yeah, let me why just boost, like that was gone, mate.
Was that a team effort?
Mate, it was like
SWAT, a Kilo 141 SWAT
mate,
team.
It felt like almost like, you know how those videos and it's like 8 people save a mad dog for going down a well, mate. That was what we done with this cunt. And I remember like he was freaking out his nut, right, and he's bouncing about, and we're like trying to help him, but he was gone beyond help by this point. So he's like, get him out this gaff. So I'm like, pure, trying to shepherd him out the gaff. We eventually got him outside. We're trying to get, I don't know what we're trying to do with him. He ended up down Canby Main Street, fucking still bouncing about, man. And I remember we were all walking home, and we were all pure, aye, he was a sound cunt, like I mean, good cat, as if I was just at his funeral or something. Like, he's a good guy, man, honestly, a cracking guy, I don't know what. And then, but then like, it was fine, but we thought he was gone, mate. We thought, look, Levendale, food and water and wee bowls 3 times a day, straight jacket back on, like we thought he was gone.
Actually getting transported like the zoo.
Like he became that joke, but at the same time, like he was sound, and I remember like we were like, mate, what were you seeing, man? And he was like, mate, like halfway through the taxi journey, I just remember looking in like the mirror, like now you can obviously like maybe see the driver in the rear view mirror,
just the
and
eyes.
He says the driver just turned into a mad African like tribal like chief, and he was just sitting like that, and he thought he was like trying to take him, he's tried to like eat him or something, I don't know what was going on, right? So then he's brought him back to the gaff, right? He's came in the gaff, so like he's away for the African chief, right?
Chieftain.
He's came back into the gaff we were on, and he's like that. so we're like, what did you see when you came back into the gaff? Because obviously we're all like, mate, like, you're right.
No chance.
And he's like, mate, yous were all mad Russian soldiers with like shotguns and that, and like yous were trying to fucking shoot, like, I thought yous were trying to capture me, to kill me, so that's why I was bouncing about and trying to avoid yous. And I was like, yeah, you were doing a fucking good job, man. It was like a fucking, like, what's the American football players, like what's the one that catches it, the wide receiver, and he was up here like jostling in and out of fucking, that's what he was up to, man.